Dear students, if some minor changes are made to the connections of a JK flip-flop, we are going to get interesting results. Today we will study one of them. Before starting, have a look at the working of an ordinary JK flip-flop. This is the truth table and it has four different possibilities of input combinations. So if we provide the first of them to a JK flip-flop, that is both the inputs are 0, it will retain the old value. If it is storing 0 previously in the previous clock cycle, it will have 0 at Qn and 1 at Qn complement. And if had been storing 1, it will be retaining 1 at Qn. And the next possible input is a combination of 0 and 1. 0 at J and 1 at K will reset it. If it was previously storing 0, it will store 0 at Qn, and no matters if it was storing 1 in previous state, then also it will store a 0 because J0 and K1 is the state of resetting the flip-flop. Now next possible combination is J having high signal and K having low signal. This is a state of being set to 1. So no matters the flip-flop stores 0 or 1 previously, it will store a high signal at Qn and 0 will be there on Qn complement. And the last possible combination is both the J and K terminals are provided high input. So this is a state of toggling. If it were previously storing 0, it will toggle to 1. And if there was uh, 1 stored previously, it will toggle to 0. So this was the behavior of an ordinary JK flip-flop. Now let's make some minor changes to its circuit. What we have done is we have short circuited both the J and K terminals, and output of this alteration produces just one input. That input can be provided either 0. If we provide 0 at this terminal, this 0 will travel to both J and K ports, or we can provide 1. If we provide 1, this 1 signal will travel to both the J and K ports. So it's never possible that we provide 0 1 or 1 0 combination. Therefore we have we don't have this combination. So the truth table, let's first study if we provide 0 at this terminal. This 0 will travel to J and K terminals and the flip-flop will be in the last state, will be retaining the last state. Had it been 1, it would have been storing 1, and if it was storing 0 previously, it will be storing 0 like this. Both the inputs are 0 and the flip-flop will store a 0 if it was earlier 0 and it will store 1 if it was earlier 1. Now if we provide second possible input, that is 1 at this terminal, and this high signal will travel to both the ports J and K, and now the JK flip-flop will be in the toggling state. So if it was storing 0 in the previous clock cycle, it will turn to 1, and if it was storing 1, it will turn to 0. So in nutshell, we have only two possibilities of inputs. So 0 1 and 1 0 are not available in this form. So we shrink the truth table to this form. Similarly, the input J and K are not now separately available, So we can shrink these two inputs to a single one, and that single terminal will be named T. T means toggle. So we have got a new flip-flop, new category of flip-flop, which is called toggle flip-flop. It has only one input, that is T, and if it is provided zero signal, means no signal is provided to it, it will retain the old state, and whenever there is high signal, whenever it is provided high signal, it will toggle the state. And similarly we can have uh, edge triggering or negative edge triggering at clock signal also. Let's now consider the functioning in the form of a wave pulse. Let us suppose we have provided this clock signal, and at the t we are providing this pulse. So now as the flip-flop is negatively edge triggered, so only negative edges of the clock pulse are important to us. Let's highlight them. Now let's start let's assume that our flip-flop had started when the it was storing 0. So it will be retaining the same 0 value until negative edge of the clock pulse is reached. At the negative edge of this clock pulse, you can see that the value of toggle at this negative edge is high. So for high value of toggling, high value at the input terminal, this flip-flop will toggle. Therefore, we will get a toggling in the Q pulse like this. And this toggle state, earlier it was 0 and it has toggled to 1, and this state will be retained by it until the next negative edge. At the next negative edge, now you can see that the flip-flop is again enabled at this negative edge, therefore it will check for the input, but input provided to this term t input provided at t terminal is 0 this time. So 0 means there will be no change in the last state. So during this clock cycle, flip-flop will have the same input, and this will happen until next negative edge. Now at the next negative edge, again the flip-flop will be enabled, therefore it will check for the input at t terminal. Now at this terminal, at this point of time, t has high value, means one signal is provided this time now. So 1 at toggle means 1 at t means the flip-flop will toggle. This time it is having 1, and it will now switch to 0. So we will get a 0 in the toggle flip-flop, and this 0 value will retain until the next negative edge, and the next at the next negative edge, input of the T terminal is again checked, and the same will go on as long as we are working on this T flip-flop. In the next video we will make some other changes to the JK flip-flop and find some interesting results. Thank you for now.